Kempton Park Magistrates Court has granted bail to two high-ranking police officials. The two brigadiers appeared in court for contravening the Firearms Control Act. So far, 28 people have been arrested. This follows an extensive investigation, 3 years long, and it includes 17 police officers. The late Western Cape top cop Charles Khayelihle, who was assassinated in September, was among the officers leading investigations into exactly this case. I see also alleged underworld kingpin Nafiz Modak was in court today. Khayelihle Khumalo has been following the story and joins me in studio. Kaya, thanks so much for coming in. So, tell us about these two top cops. They are brigadiers, they run big police stations. Tell us more.
Well, precisely, Sally. Very high-ranking members of SAPS. So they are based in Kempton Park. You have Samuel Maredi, but when the actual offences were committed, he was stationed in, of course, Edenvale, and of course his counterpart as well, who's currently in Roodepoort, that's Miss Zoleka Koboni, and of course when also the offences were committed, she was also based in Norwood. But also, you know, from what we're just getting from this case, this could just be a tip of the iceberg, especially because how the rigorous process of trying to apply for a gun, but also most importantly, one of the concerns in court was the issue of their seniority, whether they're going to interfere with the evidence, are they going to intimidate their junior counterparts. But I mean, in this regard, the NPA really tried to reassure the courts that all these offences were committed where they are away, you know, just away from the stations where they are posted. But, I mean, the magistrate was very clear about the terms and conditions of their bail. And if you may just take a listen to how the magistrate read out.
The court is now satisfied that after same has been addressed, the applicant in this matter has indeed satisfied the court that interests of justice permit her release in this matter. The application is therefore successful. Bail is granted at the amount of 3,000 rand.
You've also spoken to the NPA about their bail. What did they have to say?
So from the side of the National Prosecuting Authority, they say they've been working so hard around this case. I mean, it's been 3 years. So currently now they're looking at also more possible arrests. But also most importantly, what is key from their side is that it's important for all these guys who have been granted bail to make sure that they do comply with the conditions. But also most importantly, we spotted, of course, the underworld alleged kingpin, that's of course Mr. Modak, and we know that the late top cop Khayelihle, you know, he was delving into these investigations, and also some of his colleagues, you know, they do go as far as saying that Khayelihle was keen to go personally and make these arrests. So one of his wishes has been granted, albeit posthumously.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's listen to that clip from the NPA.
Well, we did not oppose bail as the NPA, citing reasons that we don't believe that they can interfere with any investigations or they can interfere with any state witnesses. Reason being the alleged offences were allegedly committed whilst they were stationed at Norwood and Edenvale.
So, Kaya, just to clarify, this is a big case, 28 people, 17 of them cops, 11 of them civilians. You mentioned that Nafiz Modak, who is an alleged underworld kingpin, was there. Was he charged as well? If so, what was he charged with?
So far his charge is around fraud, because these two officers, so far the charges, it's fraud, defeating the ends of justice, but also contravening the Firearms Control Act. So in this instance, you know, on the 26th of February 2021, that's when all of them will come back to court. But also the prosecutors now do have a very immense task of making sure that all these suspects, because they all appeared in court separately, so come next year, now all these suspects, they will come together and really face all these charges, but also the law enforcement, agencies as well from their side. They're saying they're not sleeping. It's going to be a very rigorous process trying to root out corruption within SAPS. It's one of the biggest issues facing the police.
Yeah, absolutely. Such an important case. Thank you so much for giving us that update. That's Khayelihle Khumalo, and of course that case will continue in February.